Omar Esop here, guys. In this video today, we're talking about overtraining. Is shit real or is it just made up? Two sides of the coin, right? On one hand, we have a couple people saying you're being a little bitch if you claim that you're overtrained. What you really got to do is push that fucking weight. On the other hand, you have people that will either claim for themselves or say that it is real. Shit is real. It can happen to you. It happened to me. It is an induced state where you feel extreme exhaustion, right? You cannot function optimally when it comes to lifting. Your performance goes down. You're lying in a bed, shivering like a little bitch, scared and alone. Overtraining. What is it? Is it real? We have to talk about a couple different things. First of all, we got to talk about the concept that most likely anyone that is feeling overtrained, the concept of under recovery. But I also want to talk about proper programming and a state known as overreaching, which isn't a bad thing. So let's dive in and find this monkey if we can. First off, overreaching. What is it? Overreaching is a planned state in terms of your programming where you'll be doing more workload than your body can handle. This is done usually by powerlifters, Olympic lifters, or athletes that are trying to achieve a new max, a new level of performance. So what you do on purpose with your programming, you overload your body, taking on more than you can chew essentially. And you'll do this for a certain period of time, and then you'll allow your body afterwards to recover. You'll feel most likely in the state tired, exhausted, maybe not depressed, but maybe not the happiest because you are doing, once again, more than your body can handle. Your nervous system is getting fried. Your body is slowly breaking down, right? You might get achy and so forth. This is a planned state, overreaching. This is real, it is legitimate, it is a powerful tool. You will know you're overreached because, once again, it's properly planned. If you have not planned this into your training and you're not an intermediate or advanced athlete, which is who would be using this, then most likely we got to talk about proper programming and also under recovery. So first off, improper programming. If you have improper programming, and here's what I mean. If you're making gains on a regular basis, if you can look back month to month and say, shit, man, I'm lifting more weight, my performance is getting better, you're doing well. Either indirectly, intentionally, or unintentionally, you're making progress. That's excellent. On the other hand, if you're programming, you're routinely failing. So you're stuck at 225 on the bench press. You can't squat over 3 plates. And after 2-3 months of whatever you do, whatever combination of the programming you do, undulating periodization, linear periodization, just lifting the fucking weight, auto-regulation, who knows? If it's not working for you, then part of it is probably your programming. And what I see too often amongst people, particularly YOLOs, they bite off more than they can chew, right? Where they're like, you know what, yeah, I like this part of the cube method, I like this part of 5-3-1, oh, small ob's good for squats, let's just combine them and do all them together. And what happens is too much, right? A lot of times when guys want to increase their max, they'll plan out a program maybe 4, maybe 8, maybe maximum 10 weeks. And you got to keep in mind, a lot of times, in order to build that capacity, have that workload, that volume, that circa max, establishing something that you can actually do, right, achieve a new max, it takes more time than simply 4 or 8 weeks. And this is a problem we run into, trying to get results, let's say, too fast. So that's my comment on proper programming or improper programming for this video. What I want to talk about, also the two big factors. It has to do with under recovery, and then it has to do, quite frankly, with stress. So if we talk about stress, right, everyone has stress. You're having girl problems, you're having financial problems, you're having whatever the fuck problems. That happens, that is real, right? And that can honestly affect your gains. That is up to you to try and mitigate that or work around it or find a way so it doesn't interfere with your training. Understand that inevitably there are periods in your life where you will have suboptimal performance in the gym, right? It just won't happen. And you gotta understand that. For instance, my buddy, the gym owner of Fortis Fitness, when he opened it, he was so focused on opening it, it's shutting down, whatnot, moving the gym, that for a period of at least 4 months, he did not get solid training. His maxes went down. That's stress in the life. But then also there are things that you can do, right, that you choose to do. Either you forget to do it, or maybe it's just lack of preparation, that we talk about under recovery. Not getting adequate sleep, not dealing with the stress that you can deal with in your life. If you're having that girl problem, you gotta deal with the sun, right? Nutrition. A lot of times, people, when they want to, lift more weight, get better, sometimes you're under eating. I hear this all the time with hard gainers, and really, all the hard gainers, oftentimes, if they want to gain weight, you're being a little bitch, no offense, you got to eat more food. So if you're not getting adequate nutrients, right, adequate micronutrients, if you're not sleeping enough, if you don't have a balanced life, this can all play or affect your performance in the gym. And that's why you will find, even if you're on a solid program, let's say Wendler's 5-3-1, and you're using numbers that you should be hitting, but you're not, it's probably that aspect of under recovering. So is it possible, right, Is it possible for an average trainee to be overtrained? There is a remote possibility, but it is highly unlikely to be occurring to you. If it is happening where you're feeling exhausted, weak, the weights in the gym feel heavier than what they should be, then consider that idea. Either you're not planning your programming properly, right? Or two, it's under recovery. And lastly, I want to say another thing. A lot of times people will try and, cry wolf before they actually identify what happens, and that's where the last component, not being a little bitch, comes into play. And here's what I mean. If you are training, right, there are always periods of time where you will find that the weight feels heavy. 400 pounds, here's a good quote that I heard one time. 400 pounds will always feel like 400 pounds. Until you deadlift 500 pounds, then 400 pounds won't feel that heavy, right? It's the idea that sometimes you do have to grind it out. Sometimes the gym, when you're greasing the groove and you're feeling the weight on the bar, it might get heavy, you might not feel the best, but you still have to give 110%. So just always be able to self-diagnose that, whether it is the programming, whether it's under recovery, or whether we all just gotta shut the fuck up and lift. I've had that happen to myself. So guys, that's what I wanted to talk about, taking this big old word overtraining with the two kind of conflicting sides, guys saying, God, quit being a little bitch, and other people saying, you know what, maybe overdiagnosing it in people, where it's like, yeah, it's happening to you. You have to take a look at both sides and do what works best for you, which is taking care of your body, managing your stress, making sure your programming is smart, and attacking the weight in the gym with a ferocious intensity. That's all I really had to say in this video, guys. If you liked the video, make sure to like the video, show your support. I'll be seeing all you guys, my rascals, in the next video.